Hey guys, welcome back to Jessin Reads Romance. I'm Jessin. Today I'm going to be going over the books that I want to read in June. This is actually going to be a little bit of a short list, and it actually has a lot of rereading. But there's exciting reason behind a lot of that rereading. The podcast is returning in July, and that means that I'm going to be rereading books so that we can record episodes. The books that we're going to be reviewing in July are Grim and Barrett. Yes, we're going to be reviewing Juliet's own book, but this is also going to be an episode where we talk about like the Stay a Spell series as a whole and just getting back into podcasting and stuff, saying goodbye to the Savoy sisters, what she has planned, in the future, maybe, I don't know. It depends on what she's willing to divulge in that episode, but hopefully she'll be able to give you guys a couple of hints on like what's next and all that jazz. The next book is Mile High. I loved this book last year. I can't wait to talk about it with Juliet. And of course, can't do Mile High without doing The Right Move. It's one of my favorite books for this year. Absolutely love it. It's phenomenal. And another favorite for the year is The Wolf and the Wildflower by Stacey Reid. This was such a great read for me, and I can't wait for Juliet to read it as well. It's going to be so great to talk to her about that. So those are the 4 podcast books that I'm going to be rereading. Then for the Patreon exclusive vlog that I'll be doing this month, I have 2 books like normal. The first book is Under a Northern Sky by L.L. Meyer. Haven't heard of this book before. So apparently the heroine is bartered. I'm not quite sure if she's human or not. This is a fantasy romance. It says it's in like the barbarian realm of this author, but it's a standalone. So the heroine is bartered as a bride. So this is going to be marriage of convenience, but something happens and she's accused of this crime. So she's still marrying like the king of these barbarians or something, but she's kind of also a prisoner as well. So I guess like some enemies to lovers vibes. That's book 1 that I'm reading for Patreon. The other one is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is a book that Crystal has, really just loved, and Laini Taylor is a person that she has said multiple times that the writing is just phenomenal. I have read Smoke and Bone. What was that book called? Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Wow. I read that book like way back when. I don't even remember a lot about it, but I think I originally gave that book 4 stars. I don't have like past experience with reading like Laini Taylor, so I'm very curious to see. I decided I didn't want to read the synopsis for this book. Sometimes I'm weird about books like that, but I just want to dive in. I don't want to read the synopsis. I'm just very, very intrigued. So that'll be fun. That'll be a fun vlog to film for patrons. And then we have like the challenges and stuff that I've set myself. I did not complete a 12 French Challenge book in May at all. I'm actually behind. I've only read 3 so far this year, so I'm gonna need to catch up on the second half of the year, but that's fine. I looked up to see if Kimberly Lemming's book was back on, because that was the original book that I had planned to read in April, and since she was picked up by a publisher, like they took it down and all that jazz. Now it's available, and I'm going to be listening to it on AnyPlay. The audio is available there, so I'll be listening to that. That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. That one. It sounds like a fun, romance. I'm expecting like it to be light and like fun and humorous and stuff like that, just by the cover, and I'm excited. And then for Lisa Kleypas, so in April, the book that I picked was one of like the original 4, and I don't know, I've been like a little bit slumpy and I'm nervous to pick up one of her older ones right now, so I think I'm gonna save that one for a little bit later when I feel like I'm in a better reading frame of mind where I can read those books that maybe aren't going to land well with me but still not be affected, like my mood be affected by it. So I decided, I just picked, instead of use a spinner wheel, that I was going to read Suddenly You, because this is one of her more relatively recent ones that I have not read yet. So I didn't even read the synopsis for it, but I need to actually repair because the cover is coming off just a little bit, but I need to glue it right here. So this is about Amanda, who she's almost 30. She's a novelist, and it seems like she has a bit of like a maybe secret identity. Maybe she's writing under a pen name. I have no idea. But before she turns 30, she wants to actually sleep with a man. And then someone shows up at her door, Jack Devlin. It sounds like there's going to be like a marriage of convenience plot in here. So I'm here for it. I'm very excited to be reading that this month. And then I have my 2 new releases that I'm excited for this month. There was a couple other books that were supposed to be released in June, but they got postponed. So these are the two that I'm like mostly excited for. Reckless by Elsie Silver. I have just absolutely loved the Chestnut Spring series. This series is just such a delight, honestly. I love this family. And this one's going to be especially interesting. This cover also is like one of my favorites. And apparently this was like a real like engagement photo shoot. I think it's just so sweet. So anyway, can't wait to have that one on my shelf as well. So this one I'm very intrigued by because it's the romance between Theo, who's a bull rider and also like kind of like the protege of our hero from book 1, Flawless. So Theo, we saw like he kind of had a crush on Winter. Winter's also the sister of the heroine from book 1. They have like kind of a little bit of an estranged relationship, and we know from the previous books that Winter, she was previously married to a horrible man, and she's also had I think some fertility issues in the past. And this is supposed to be a secret baby, so I'm intrigued. I didn't want to read the synopsis. I didn't want to get spoiled for it. I have been dodging spoilers left and right since mid-May because people started getting ARCs, and I saw that they were reading it, and I was like, this is one of those books where I'm like, I don't want any influence. I don't want to know if you loved it. I don't want to know if it was disappointing. I don't want to know anything. Nothing. So like every time I saw that book, I was like, meh, and I was like spaz out on Instagram to make sure that I wasn't seeing anything because it was like, I don't want to know anything. So yeah, I'm excited to read Reckless. That one comes out on June 9th, I believe. And then Magic Claims by Alona Andrews comes out on June 13th. This is the second book in her Wilmington years. The Wilmington years, right? It's the second book in that series. And this is a spinoff from her Kate Daniels series. And the timeline is between the final book in Kate Daniels, book 10, and before Blood Heir. I love the first book in this series. It was such like an interesting glimpse into Caitlin Curran's life. Definitely spoilers for Kate Daniels series and how that ends. But I like how like they want their privacy and their peace, but they can't help but no matter where they go. Now they're settling in this town, this new town. Don't want to be bothered, don't want to have responsibility, but they can't help but take responsibility for the local shifters, and if there's like trouble involving like gods who are behaving badly or whatever, like Kate's gonna get involved because she protects innocence and that's what she's gonna do. And of course we have, you know, the family dynamics, which I absolutely love. There was some of the funniest scenes that I think Alona Andrews have written together in the first book in this series. So I'm just like here for it all. I will read 10 Wilmington years books if need be. And it also ties me over because I'm not quite sure when the next book in the Blood Heir series is going to be. They haven't said anything about that. It's just like, it'll be ready when it'll be ready. And you know what? I trust their process. They're the one authors that I'm just kind of like, one authors. It doesn't even sound right. It's a writing duo. It's a couple, married couple writing together. I'm just like, take your time. Because they will not put out a book that they're not proud of. If it's not working, they're like, hey, we have to scrap it and we're gonna start all over again. And I respect that, like totally respect it. And they just have a well-established world with beloved characters that they write very well. And I'm just willing to read anything that they put out there. Now, I know I've already mentioned like quite a few books for the podcast that I'm gonna be rereading, but I've been having the envie to reread this book for a couple of months now, and I think that it's time for it. Like, I just need to read Wolfsong again. TJ Klune just has this absolute magic with this series, and especially the first book in the series. Like, I can't describe how much I love this couple. It's a slow burn. It's a true like best friends to lovers relationship. There's beautiful light moments. There's dark, deep, personal moments, like very hard, gut-wrenching scenes in here that like really tear at you. But I don't know. I feel like I need to be back in this world and experience this just once in a lifetime romance again. It's just one of my favorite books of all time, and it's been calling me. So I'll probably be rereading this thing. I didn't realize like how heavy this book feels compared to like other books in my hand. Like, why does this one feel so heavy? I don't know. Anyway, very excited that I'm going to be reading this book this month. All right, that's it for me. I do have other books that are kind of on my radar, but I'm iffy about it. Again, like I said, I'm in like a mood where I'm coming off of this book slump. I'm tentatively like on the upward swing again, but I don't want to like say all these other books that have kind of caught my eye in the past couple of days. I don't want to say that I'm going to read them because of the book slumpiness of the past couple of weeks where I thought I wanted to read a couple books, but I have not looked at them again at all. So I'm gonna keep those to myself, and if I read them, you'll get them in a weekly wrap up. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to get notified on any future videos that I do. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, life's better with a little HEA. Bye guys.